Oh, thank you. Thanks to whoever made that video. That actually made me look pretty good. First of all, I have to get this out of the way. I want to say a very happy birthday to my daughter Lexi today. She's turning 11. And thanks for letting me share this day with you, sweetheart. Another thanks to Dave Fisher. Dave, we know how these weekends can get. We know there's a lot of logistical stuff that's going on, and families aren't always the easiest to deal with, but it's been a great weekend. Thank you for all your hard work and effort. It's been a blast. Thank you. Thank you to the selection committee for this incredible honor. I'm very humbled by this. It's something that players don't set out to do, but when you do receive it, it is extremely humbling, and I'm extremely proud to be standing here in front of you. I've always had great pride in being a hockey player, but not just a hockey player. I've had great pride in being an American-born hockey player. And out of all the years I've been playing hockey, I truly never thought I would be in a position like this. So thank you. To see some of the people that have gone into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame before me, and to go into the Hockey Hall of Fame with such an amazing class, it is even more special. Cindy Curley, your groundbreaking play and dedication is one of the biggest reasons that women's hockey is where it is today. I congratulate you. And it's really nice to have a fellow person from Massachusetts here. It's great. Peter Kamanos, your dedication, generosity, and passion for the game at all levels, from your youth organization in CompuWare to Plymouth in the Ontario League to the Carolina Hurricanes of the National Hockey League. You've given so much to so many players at every level, and if anyone deserved that Stanley Cup, it was you. Ron Mason, your coaching career is absolutely legendary. The number of student athletes that you've helped in a positive way to get to the next level of hockey or in life is absolutely outstanding. And it proves it by so many of your former players showing up here tonight. And I can say from experience that Ron it was an incredible, I visited Michigan State University on one of my recruiting trips, and it was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. And they were pumping out first rounders like there was no tomorrow there. It was an amazing, amazing place. And I really did enjoy that. Kevin Allen with the Lester Patrick Award, nobody deserves it more. I've always enjoyed talking to you, giving you that interview, and reading what you had to say. And the one thing I always loved is it always shed a positive light on the game of hockey and its players. I think I'm forgetting someone. Dougie Waite. Dougie's informed me that he's speaking after me, and he has an A speech and a B speech, so I have to tread lightly here. But honestly, what can I say about this guy? I mean, besides that we do everything together, we do everything the same. I mean, you know, I went to the NHL, so he goes to the NHL. I marry a beautiful blonde. He marries a beautiful blonde. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, but I'm so glad to be doing this with you, buddy. Three NHL teams together, 3 Olympic teams together, 2 World Cup teams together. We've played on a line together. We've been through so much together. We've gone on vacation together. We've done it all together, buddy. And I honestly just have to say that I love you. I love your family. I love what you're all about. Everybody always thought I had your back on the ice. I always knew you had mine. And it made it much easier to do my job out there being with you, pal. And I just can't say enough good things. So congratulations. Nobody deserves it more than you. So when Dave Ogren called me and told me about this, I was in the car. I had to pull over. To find out that I would be going to the United States Hockey Hall of Fame overwhelmed me. with happiness and emotion. It also made me think of all the hard work, dedication that I've put into this game. All the peaks and valleys that I've been through in this game. But it also reminded me of how many people helped get me here. How many people have affected my life in a positive way. Tonight is a night that I am being given a tremendous honor. But it's also my night to say thank you to the people that helped get me here. Like the people all out in Western Massachusetts, in particular Wilbraham, my hometown. Coaches like Dean McGranahan, who saw me get better and better every year from a 5-year-old kid to the 810A state championships in 1980. To the late George Ritu with the Springfield Pioneers, the guy that taught me that it wasn't just north-south hockey, there was also east-west. You could get creative. And he was the first guy that really did his best to try and get me to control my temper. He tried. Guys like Lincoln Flagg and Gene Riley, when I joined the Springfield Olympics, that helped me take my game to the next level and educated me on everything about the game. Gary Dineen was a person that was so special to me. He was the head coach of the Springfield Olympics, and the single greatest reason I am standing here right now. He helped me in so many ways. He taught me the skills of hockey. I became a better skater, better passer, better shooter. But it wasn't just about that. It was about character. It was about hard work. It was about life. He was a life coach. He taught us how to dress, how to act, how to respect your teammates, how to respect your opponents, how to do an interview. All those things. One of the biggest lessons I learned from Gary, I was actually playing against the Little Caesars. And I got hurt that game with a bad Charlie horse. And Gary looked down on the bench and stared at me and he says, "Don't you dare let them know that they hurt you. Don't let them know they got to you." I've carried that lesson with me all through my career till today. He also taught us the value of an education, the value of a backup plan. Hockey is the greatest game in the world, but you can't do it forever. He knew that. He had been through it. And he didn't want to see any of us in a tough position. I miss Gary Dineen every day. He has impacted my life more than anyone else in the hockey world, and I was grateful to have him. Lenny Siglarski, Steve Cedarchuk, and Joe Mallon, my coaches at Boston College. What a fantastic place. The 2 greatest years you could ever ask for as a young kid. I like to say I got my associate's degree there, but nobody's buying that. Lou Lamoriello and the New Jersey Devils. Lou Lamoriello is a very special person in my life. He had the faith of drafting an 18-year-old kid from Western Massachusetts that was not a hockey hotbed. But he did it anyways. He saw something in me. This was the guy that was going to give me my start in the National Hockey League and fulfill a dream. He surrounded me with great coaches like Jacques Lemaire, Herb Brooks, and Tom McVie. He surrounded me with great veteran leadership. Johnny McLean, Bruce Driver, Ken Danico, Scotty Stevens, Randy McKay, Claude Lemieux, Bob Carpenter. The list goes on. Those guys molded me, so you can blame them. But Lou gave me the discipline, the structure, the family atmosphere that I needed at that time in my life. And I was so proud to share the organization's first Stanley Cup with him in 1995. To the Edmonton Oilers, it gave me an opportunity to play in a great Canadian city in front of fantastic, fantastic hockey fans. Our family loved it up there, and it was a great experience. To the Boston Bruins, I grew up a Bruins fan. Always dreamed of one day putting on that spoked B. It was a chance to live out a dream and play in my hometown, and it was the thrill of a lifetime. To Doug Armstrong and the Dallas Stars for bringing me and my family down to the great state of Texas that we love so much. The St. Louis Blues and San Jose Sharks that gave an older player that struggled one year to get his career back on track. Garth Snow, Charles Wang, and the New York Islanders. I had never been the captain of an NHL hockey team before, and that all changed when I went to the island. They gave me the huge responsibility of being the captain of their team and part of an organization with such a rich winning tradition. And I was grateful for that. To Ray Shiro, Jason Bottrell, Tom Fitzgerald, Dan Baalsma, Ron Burkle, and Mario Lemieux, the Pittsburgh Penguins organization, the Pittsburgh Penguins team, and the entire city of Pittsburgh. Ray, knowing what goes on now, and knowing what went on before I got to Pittsburgh, we always joke about it. And it's always a good laugh. But I know what happened. And I know you took that leap of faith, and you saw value in bringing me into Pittsburgh to help your young team. There's an immediate connection to that team and that city. The way the city embraced our family will never be forgotten. And we're so glad it worked perfectly, and we were able to win the Stanley Cup in 2009. Pittsburgh is such a special place, and with such great people there that we decided to make it our home. That will never, ever be forgotten. To the National Hockey League, the National Hockey League Players Association. To the NHL for letting me live out my dream, and I think of playing on half your teams. And the NHLPA for having my back, for looking out for me as a player. To USA Hockey, ever since 1980, the Miracle on Ice, I wanted to represent my country. I wanted to put on that USA jersey. I had to play for the U.S. It was always the greatest honor I could ever have had as a hockey player, was to represent my country. I was so fortunate to wear the jersey so many times. I loved it every single time. I'm going to tell you a quick story. And I only shared this with the guys at the Summer Olympic Orientation Camp. It was after my sophomore year at BC. I forget whether we went out for beers or we had a study group in the library, but the next morning, my dorm room phone rings at 10 a.m. Nobody calls the dorm room phone at 10 a.m. And on the other line was Lou Lamoriello. And he said, "You need to come to New Jersey. We need to talk." So my dad came, picked me up. We jumped on a flight to Newark, and we went and met with Lou. And after talking and watching the game, he said, "Billy, it's time for you to move on to the next level. Now, if I gave you the opportunity to play for the New Jersey Devils next year or to play for the Olympic team, what would you do?" And I looked at him and I said, "Lou, I'd like to represent my country. I want to play in the Olympics. That's how much it meant to me. I was so grateful for all the opportunities that USA Hockey gave me. So proud to be a member of the silver medal team in 2002. And so fortunate to be part of such a special group of American players that shocked the hockey world in 1996. It wasn't a miracle, but we shocked them. Guys like Dougie, guys like Keith Kachuk, one of my greatest all-time teammates and friends. Mike Modano, the godfather of USA Hockey, Chris Chelios. Brian Leach's, Mike Richter's, Matthew Schneider's, the Hatcher brothers, the Amontes, John LeClaire, Brett Hull, Adam Deadmarsh, Brian Smolinski. We have a bond with that team that'll never be broken. That was such an amazing time in our life, and I cherish that. So to all my teammates that I've ever played with, from the Springfield Pioneers to the Springfield Olympics, to the U.S. teams, to all the NHL teams, thank you for being part of my life and helping me get here. I cherish your friendship and what you have done for me. To all the trainers, equipment guys, doctors, you always made our world go around. If you ever give me stitches, an ice bag, sharpen my skates, give me a stick, put a case of beer in the back of the bus for me, you have impacted my life in such a positive way. To my friends from home, thank you so much for your support, your friendship, and always being there for me. To my longtime agent, Bob Murray, always being there for me. Always. Not just to negotiate a contract, but to keep me on the straight and narrow and get me through some tough times. To my sister Melissa, who couldn't be here tonight, my brother John, thank you for your undying support and love. It's always meant the world to me. To my father-in-law, Bill Hartman, a guy that behind the scenes, you have no idea what this guy does for our family. Olympics, World Cups, he lets us do what we have to do. He's always there for us. Mom, for getting me my start. I can honestly say I don't think there are too many guys out there with a mother from Nicaragua that got him started playing hockey. You know, I always remember you tapping on the window. I had a rink in my backyard, and my mom would always tap on the window. Turn around, practice your backward skating. Those are things I'll never forget. Your support, your love. Just thanks. And to my dad, he built me that rink. He got me that net. He gave me all the pep talks on the way to those early morning games. He taught me a ton of life lessons. But the most important one was to stay humble. I wasn't always great at it, but I tried like hell. He had such a huge impact on me, and I miss him dearly. Kids, Kayla, Grace, Liam, Lex. You know what? I couldn't ask for better children. I've moved you. I've had you travel all over the world. We've worn so many different colors, and it didn't matter which team we were playing for, you always bled those colors. You always jumped in with 2 feet. You always supported your dad. and it's never gone unnoticed. Any award, any trophy, anything given to me is great, but it does not make me any more proud than to see you guys, to see the way you're growing up and becoming fine young ladies and a great young man. And it gives me so much pride in seeing you. To my wife, Kara, my rock, moved you 8 times. You've traveled all over the world and never left our kids at home so they could see their father play. So they could see their father do what he loves. You kept the house quiet so I could take a nap. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? You got to build your dream house, and right in the middle of it, we had to move. The glamorous life, right? It's been your strength, your courage, and that New Jersey attitude that I love so much that has allowed our family to stay stable through all these crazy times. You have no idea how much I appreciate you sticking with me through the thick and the thin. I love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you. This game has given so much to me. It owes me absolutely nothing at all. But the funny thing is that it still keeps on giving. That is why I'm so honored, humbled, and blessed to be with you all here tonight. Thank you very much. God bless you all, and God bless America.